राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तो सीताराम 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 भज प्यारे तो सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम भक्त गिरीश्वर शाले राम भगत जन प्रिय सीताराम भद्र गिरीश्वर सीता राम भगत जन प्रिय सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम जानकी रमणा सीताराम जय जय राघव सीताराम जानकी रमणा सीताराम जय जय राघव सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम सुंदर विग्रह मेघ श्याम गंगा तुलसी शालिग्राम सुंदर विग्रह मेघ श्याम गंगा तुलसी शालिग्राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम पतित पावन सीताराम पतित पावन
नमस्ते, आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है. A warm and official welcome to you. I'm your host, Kamala Badri, and I have been given the honor to guide you through this evening's program, where the High Commissioner of India, Port of Spain, the Mahatma Gandhi Institute for Cultural Cooperation here at Mount Hope, and the Gandhi Seva Sangh Incorporated together celebrates Gandhi Jayanti 2025. Today being the 2nd of October 2025, it marks the 155th birth anniversary of Sri Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. And so, as we begin, I'd like to ask you to participate in an interactive prayer which the Gandhi Seva Sangh Incorporated always likes to share with its audience. So if you can stand, I ask that you please do. And I'd like row 1 to turn to the row behind you. So row 1, turn around to row 2. Row 3 can turn around to row 4. row 5 turn around to row 6, and so forth. The Mahatma Gandhi Peace Prayer, it's an interactive prayer. And earlier I was speaking to Sharda Ji, and we agreed that in today's world where humanity seems to have less compassion, we seldom make the time to look at someone in the eye and have a conversation, waiting for the answer, how are you? Therefore, this prayer recognizes the divinity in each individual. It acknowledges the intrinsic yearning for acceptance and belonging in every single human being, and offers pure love and affection towards building a harmonious world. I ask that you repeat each line after me. I offer you peace. I offer you love. I offer you friendship. I see your beauty. I hear your need. I feel your feelings. My wisdom flows from the highest source. I salute that source in you. Let us work together for unity and peace. Om Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You may have your seats. Mammoth is Gandhi Ji, that in India, Gandhi Jayanti is a national holiday. And worldwide, the United Nations has declared October 2nd the International Day of Non-Violence. This morning, a garlanding ceremony was held at the Mahatma Gandhi statue located on Harris Promenade in San Fernando, and the GSSI is responsible for this statue and has been commemorating the birth anniversary of the Mahatma each year since 1952. The High Commissioner of India, Port of Spain, also observed this occasion at the Mahatma Gandhi statue located at Q Place in Port of Spain. At this point in time, we would like to make our own divine offerings here on the stage in this Mahatma Gandhi Institute's auditorium. And so I ask to kindly join me on stage, Your Excellency, the High Commissioner of India, Dr. Pradeep Singh Raj Purohit, as well as the President of the GSSI, Ms. Ramlagan, Dr. Mehta, Mr. Bandhari as well, and Dr. Surujrattan Rambachan. Place these offerings to the divine Gandhiji Murti you see on stage. It's so beautiful, pristine, just like his character. And as he is the apostle of peace, it's a most auspicious way to begin and bless our program this evening. very much for your arti and offerings. And so we begin with the opening remarks for this evening, and it will be done by the president of the Gandhi Seva Sangh Incorporated. Ms. Mahatma Rambachan has spent most of her life as a stalwart enthusiast of Indian Trinbagonian culture. She was the president of the TSTT Indian Cultural Association for 18 years and is a previous vice president of the Trinidad and Tobago chapter of the Global Organization of People of Indian Origin and a previous secretary of multiple temples. Dosto, kindly help me welcome her on stage with a round of applause, Ms. Mahatma Rambachan.
Namaste, Sitaram, Salaam Alaikum, and good evening to one and all. All protocols observed. On behalf of the Gandhi Seva Sangh, it is my pleasure to welcome each of you to this memorial function, commemorating the 155th birthday of the Mahatma Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. We are pleased to have in our presence our featured speaker tonight, Dr. Surujrattan Rambachan, former Minister of Works and Infrastructure of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. We are also delighted to be graced by the presence of His Excellency, High Commissioner of India, Dr. Pradeep Singh Rajpurohit. We'll also like to acknowledge Professor Kojo and guests, Mr. and Mistress Deo Gosain, and Mr. Raj Kumar Krishna Prasad, a longtime teacher, dance teacher in this country. Our organization, the Gandhi Seva Sangh, has been active since 1952, and we have proudly served to aid various humanitarian causes and further Gandhian principles in Trinidad and Tobago in these 73 years since. Today we gather to honor the life and legacy of Mahatma Gandhi, a visionary whose commitment to truth, nonviolence, and justice transcended borders and time. Gandhi's unwavering belief in the power of peaceful action and one's control of one's own destiny, and his steadfast dedication to human dignity continue to inspire generations across the world. Central to many of Gandhi's societal teachings was the idea of Swaraj. It means self-governance. He used this term in both the collective and individual senses, both legal and spiritual. As you know, Gandhi led the formation of the world's most populous democracy, the Republic of India, a movement he termed Swaraj, wrapping together the ideas of both democracy and freedom. In 1925, writing in Young India, Gandhi cautioned us as such. Self-government means continuous effort to be independent of government control, whether it is foreign government or whether it is national. Swaraj government will be a sorry affair if people look up to it for the regulation of every detail of life. Thus did he inspire numerous reformers across the world in the 20th and 21st centuries. In that time, many autocratic inventions have arisen, often to be defeated by active resistance in Gandhi's tradition. Yet we must remain vigilant that 45% of the world today lives in democratic countries, according to the Economist's Intelligence Unit, is in no doubt in part a credit to Gandhi's legacy. But since 2014, when that index classified only 52 countries as authoritarian regimes, it has unfortunately added 8 countries to its authoritarian regime category. The price of freedom is vigilance, and we are slipping. Let us reflect on Gandhi's profound example in our thoughts and action. Today, I am particularly pleased to note that our Secretary, Sharda Rambachan, has created a puzzle on Gandhi's life and teachings, and we will be giving it out, instance of it, to attendees. In addition, we are also pleased to launch our website today at gandhisewatt.org. Remember, the H is after the D, not the G. Welcome and thank you all for being here.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rambachan, the President of the Gandhi Seva Sangh Incorporated. Next, I'd like to introduce His Excellency Dr. Pradeep Singh Rajpurohit. A multilingual career diplomat, joined the Indian Foreign Service in 2004, where he served as Director General for the Middle East region in the Ministry of Legal Affairs, Government of India from 2021 to 2023. Thereafter, he joined us here in Trinidad and Tobago. Dr. Rajpurohit has served as Ambassador of India to the Republic of Iraq, Deputy Ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He also headed the political section at the Indian Embassy in Berlin, Germany, was the second secretary at the Indian Embassy in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, and third secretary at the Indian Embassy in Cairo, Egypt. His family life comprises of 2 daughters and a son with his lovely wife, Manju Rajpurohit. Dr. Rajpurohit is a medical graduate from Jodhpur, India, and practiced in the health sector before he joined the Indian Foreign Service. He assumed charge of High Commissioner of India to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago on October 6, 2003, and it is my honor to welcome His Excellency, Dr. Pradeep Rajpurohit, to the stage with his remarks.
Sitaram, namaste, very good evening. I hope by now my introduction has been repeated many times. I'm completing 2 years next week, and I'm pleased to have all of you this evening with us at Mahatma Gandhi Center. Honorable Surujrattan Rambachan, former minister. We have been hearing, I'm here for 2 years, but meeting him for the first time. I know a lot of excellency, your visit to India and a lot of reports and agreements and MOUs, but somehow in person meeting you for the first time. Welcome to our Mahatma Gandhi Center and for our event. We have Mrs. Mahadai Ramlagan, President of the Gandhi Seva Sangh. I have been part of a number of events with her in San Fernando, along with Ms. Sharda Rambachan, the Secretary of the Gandhi Seva Sangh. They have been committed to the Gandhian cause, and to the information of our friends and guests from United States and India, that in Trinidad, so far away this land, we have these kind of dedicated organizations, entities, NGOs. We have Gandhi Village and multiple Gandhi Village around in this country. This is incredible that we have so much of following for Gandhiji's thoughts and philosophy. Today we are also fortunate to have Dr. D.R. Mehta, founding chairman and chief patron of the Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti. And all to our information of our guests and everyone, Dr. Mehta is here. He has brought the Murti of Mahatma Gandhi here, along with the limb camp consignment. We have the consignment of limb camps, but along with that he has brought, and we have the fortune to have the garlanding and worshipping him on the Gandhi Jayanti. And we do the Gandhi camp, these limb camps, to coincide with the Gandhi Jayanti, to underline the cause for which Gandhiji has fought for whole his life. So we are here to garland and worship him. And also that I assure you, sir, that this would be located, placed at an appropriate location in the coming near future, and we will keep you posted on this. Dr. Mehta is also an eminent Gandhian, and what I gather from his discussion and his background, that he has served for the Gandhian cause for a long, long time, and he is going to speak briefly and express his views on this, our important occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. We also have Sri Prem Bhandari ji, chairman of the Jaipur Foot USA here, coming from New York here. This is his third visit to Trinidad and Tobago, and we hope that he continue to come here and make it his second home here in Trinidad. Welcome, Bhandari ji. We have also a group of, we have Professor Salvin Kudjo here. We extend warm congratulations, Professor ji, for receiving the highest civilian award of Trinidad and Tobago, the ORTT, only last week by Honorable President of Trinidad and Tobago. In a way, he is also a Gandhian. I have been reading you, Professor ji, all the time. And he is currently the president of the University of Trinidad and Tobago and an authority on contemporary issues, on politics, to several other social issues around. We also have a group of friends coming from the US and India, Sri Lalit Jain, Sri Manish Dadda. We have now Sri Shivnarayan ji Kushal, the eminent philanthropist. We have Sri Dev Gosai ji. We have Professor Mukram Sirju and several others. I see that because of the working day that our audience is not to our expectations, but we try to make it most out of today's occasion. So I pay homage to Mahatma Gandhi on his 155th birth anniversary. This is an occasion for all of us to rededicate ourselves to the values of his inspiring life, peace, equality, and harmony. Today is also the International Day of Non-Violence, a philosophy that was dear to Gandhiji. His ideals of truth and non-violence paved a new way for the world. Gandhiji inspired us to participate in the freedom struggle and led a huge movement that changed the course of history and got India and our people independence. He fought not just for the truth and non-violence throughout his life, but he also took up several of the issues of day-to-day life and social issues, including cleanliness, women empowerment, self-reliance, farmers' rights, and he fought against untouchability, social discrimination, and illiteracy. The Bharat of his dreams was a clean Bharat, a healthy Bharat, and the initiatives taken in this regard have been bearing fruits now. Gandhiji inspired millions with his calls for Swadeshi and his stress on Atmanirbharta, self-reliance. And this is what we see today under the able leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji, that we have a major campaign called Atmanirbhar Bharat, inspired by the vision of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji also showed us all humanity its true potential and proved the power of compassion. He believed in simplicity and the identification it provided with the common people as he forsook the transient comforts and pleasures. He was also one of the tallest leaders all over the globe, dedicating his life of freedom from colonial bondage and for social and communal harmony. He is in present times a guiding beacon for the people of the whole world. Gandhiji also taught us to stand resolutely against fear, to internalize the importance of truth, to remain steadfast and unprovoked even when faced with brutality and prejudice, and eventually to prevail not through force and imposition, but through winning the hearts of the people, through the pervasive power of will and justice. As India enters the Amrit Kal, the 100 years period when the centenary of our independence will be celebrated in 2047, it is heartening to note that even the younger generation has been taking inspiration from Gandhiji's works and thought. This is the time for all of us to work towards realization of India, Bharat, of Gandhiji's dreams. When the world is going to face more and more complex challenges, his life continues to serve as lighthouse, helping us negotiate the path amid turbulent waters. Gandhiji's teachings and thoughts remain valid and relevant to all aspects of our national and individual lives. The power of peaceful means to seek justice, the effectiveness of non-violence in counting force, the respect for diversity within and between the societies, fighting social prejudices and promoting social reforms, conservation of nature, probity of public life, and simplicity in personal life. Let us again take the pledge to walk on his path, the path of truth and non-violence, to promote mutual goodwill and to work towards the progress of the nation and the world. Let us pledge to follow his values and teachings in our thought, speech, and action, to dedicate ourselves to the welfare of the country. Let us dedicate ourselves to the ideals and work of this great soul. I sincerely thank Gandhi Seva Sangh, Mrs. Sharda Ramlakhan and Mahadai Ramlagan and their entire team, all our colleagues from High Commission and Mahatma Gandhi Center for making this arrangement for this event on the Gandhi Jayanti. I think this will be a true tribute to Gandhiji that we follow some of his actions, some of his thoughts into action in our day-to-day life. Thank you once again very much. Dhanyavad. Jai Hind, Jai Trinidad.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, and to all Pardesiya who are visiting. I do hope that you are able to have the opportunity to visit some of our Ram Leela theatres and Diwali celebrations happening along the length and breadth of our very beautiful island, Twin Isle Republic, and of course indulge in some local Indian cuisine as well. At this point in time, just so you know, we are so fortunate. Several decades ago, long before the advent of the internet, the government of India extended a generous gift to the people of Trinidad in the form of Jaipur Limbs. At that time, it was Gandhi Sivasan who became the fortunate catalyst connecting persons with disabilities in need of prosthetic limbs to the Indian High Commission. Today, as we welcome representatives of the Jaipur organization to our function, our hearts are filled with joy and gratitude. It is deeply moving that decades later, they can be here with us to share not only their presence, but also to enlighten us about the tremendous and life-changing work they continue to do across the world. Dr. D.R. Mehta is the founder and chief patron of Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti BMVSS Jaipur, the parent body of Jaipur Foot and Limb, the most widely used artificial limbs in the world. I want to repeat that, the most widely used artificial limbs in the world. Dr. Mehta set up BMVSS in 1975 and has, over time, developed it to become the largest organization for the rehabilitation of the handicapped in the world, by now providing more than 2.5 handicapped beneficiaries with artificial limbs, giving them mobility and dignity. The core value of BMVSS is compassion. And I think it's so fitting as well that on the birth anniversary of Gandhiji, where one of his core tenets as well is compassion, that we have them here with us. Since 95% of the patients of BMVSS are below the poverty line, all these aids and appliances are being given to them totally free of charge with the support of donors and grantors. Can we please, at this point, give our donors and grantors a round of applause wherever they are around the world. Dr. Mehta evolved a special patient-centric management system for BMVSS to ensure fast, humane, personalized service. Under this, BMVSS has an open door policy with the result that any patient can reach its centers any time of day or night and get admission immediately. The limbs and other assistive devices are being provided in 1 or 2 days. Secondly, once a patient has arrived, that patient stays put in BMVSS at the latter's expense till that patient gets a free artificial limb or other aid or appliance. Dr. Mehta has created a special healthcare model for the needy. The world over, there is an intense debate on an appropriate and affordable healthcare model. Indeed, the model of BMVSS has attracted the interest of a large number of professional and academic bodies. BMVSS is also an international organization, as you may know now. It has held 116 on-the-spot limb fitment camps in 45 countries of Asia, including those in Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Palestine, and Ethiopia, led by Dr. Mehta personally, also in Africa and Latin America. The effort of BMVSS is to blend sentiment with science by providing service on one hand and also to continuously upgrade its technology on the other. BMVSS has formal tie-ups with some of the world's best technology institutions like Stanford University, MIT USA, Indian Space Research Organization, some Indian IITs, etc. In all of that, Dr. Mehta has ensured that BMVSS remains a non-political, non-sectarian, pan-Indian NGO. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly let us welcome to the Trinidadian stage Dr. D.R. Mehta, founder and chief patron of Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti, BMVSS.
Excellencies, distinguished guests and friends, it's a great day, one of the greatest days in the world calendar. It's the 2nd October, the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi, one of the greatest human beings on this earth after Buddha, Mahavir, Christ, and several other great souls. It's a great privilege that we are here to celebrate his birthday. Mahatma Gandhi was not only the freedom fighter for India. Because of his actions, 70 countries of the world got freedom. She is an international figure and so well known. I mean, never before in history an Indian was now known so well and so extensively. You pick up any book on philosophy, history, politics, sociology, any subject, and invariably you will find some reference to Mahatma Gandhi, one of his quotes. It's unbelievable. Nobody has written more than Mahatma Gandhi, and nobody has been discussed more than Mahatma Gandhi in this world. And what kind of person? Einstein, the greatest scientist of the world, he once said, I don't remember the exact quote, but something like this, that the future generations would not believe the man of this kind could exist in flesh and bones. He was, if there's a word beyond superhuman, that should be applicable to him. As was mentioned, he was the apostle of peace, indeed the greatest one. Or you could call it non-violence or ahimsa. Ahimsa is a Sanskrit and Hindi word, but today it can be found in all lexicons, whether literary ones, moral ones, any subject. And what does it mean? Don't harm anybody, don't kill anybody, not only physically, but mentally also. Such a great concept. You talk of love. Christ talked of love as one of the commandments. Mahatma Gandhi talked of ahimsa. And ahimsa is the antidote. One of the mega problems of the world is violence. Other mega problem is intolerance. If you don't harm anybody, either physically or mentally, can you be intolerant? Can you be a killer? The kind of message he conveyed was so humanistic. You must have, some of you who are students of philosophy or history or whatever, might have read of Nietzsche, a German philosopher. He talked of will to power, and that became the credo for Hitler. And what Mahatma Gandhi did, he represented will to peace. He talked of brutalization. Mahatma talked of humanization. There are many aspects of his philosophy, but I would mention a few, highlight them. One is that ahimsa, or non-violence, is often misunderstood as meekness. Far from it, it's a concept of courage. The British soldiers holding guns, and opposite to them was a frail little man, unarmed, trying to win them with his moral force, unmindful of whether he could be shot dead. Is it cowardice or courage? It's boldness, moral boldness, against which no force can last. The second one is service. My friend Manish Dadda is here. He has recorded the bhajan, Vaishnav Janto Tene Kaiye Peer Paraiye, sung by the greatest singer of the world, Lata Mangeshkar. If you permit, I would request him to come over and recite that. Please come. Please come. People would really enjoy. And once he sings it, I'll elaborate. The greatest singer of the world, paying homage to Mahatma Gandhi by singing his pet song, which he would sing daily in his morning prayers. And this is the core of Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy other than the political one. Is the embodiment of compassion. All human beings are equal. They are like our brothers and sisters. If my brother falls ill, I have to take care of him. My sister falls ill, I have to take care of him. If all are like my brothers and sisters, and if they are in trouble, I, as a human being, must take care of them as well. And that is compassion. That is Mahatma Gandhi in action. Now we are here. The lady kindly mentioned what our society is. Thanks to Honorable the High Commissioner that we could come. And Mr. Bhandari also played a role there. Come here with a team of 8 people, and they would fit 800 limbs in the next 50 days. For the last 2 days, I've been talking to patients. I'm emotionally charged, believe me. I'm expressing my feelings. Some people did not get limbs for 13 years, 14 years, crawling. Why? Because when they go to the market, the limbs cost them $7,000. They don't have the money. Is this humanity? Is this the kind of healthcare model that we are wanting to have in the modern world? People got the limbs, irrespective to which faith they belong, what language they talk, irrespective of what they were welcome. Thanks to the volunteers here, thanks to embassy staff, and under the overall guidance of Honorable the High Commissioner. Believe me, many of them cried after getting the limb. Those were the tears of joy. And they made us cry. You know, joy is infectious. And we are so happy. And thanks to his efforts, hopefully, there will be a permanent center here, making limbs daily. Efforts are on, and hopefully, I say, you will succeed. And this, as I say, is an effort to actualize Gandhi, maybe in a very small little way. What is Gandhi's relevance today? We are talking history. Because of him, the country, India, became independence. We are talking of his contribution to the world. Large number of countries, as I mentioned, got freedom, and various other things. But how is he relevant today? I repeat, there's so much of violence. The mega problems are violence, intolerance, inhumanity, gender inequality, violation of human rights. Gandhi provides the answer to all these. And also over-consumerism. He talks of minimization. I often wonder, supposing Gandhi had been today, many people say, if Gandhi had been today, what he would have done in this war. between Russia and Ukraine. Immediately, I think of Saint Francis of Assisi. Those who know about him. He's a great saint. Again, he was a great person believing in ahimsa and non-killing. And he walked during the Crusades, between Muslim, Islamic faith people and Christian faith people. And he walked in the territory of Turkey and helped bring about peace. Perhaps Mahatma Gandhi, if he had been alive today, probably he might have done. I don't know. I'm just my maybe imagination. Point is, these major problems to the world perhaps could be solved by adopting Gandhian approach. Again, pay homage to him. Something beyond a Superman. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing, Dr. Mehta, especially the favorite bhajan of Gandhi ji, Vaishnava Janatu Tene Kahiye. Our featured speaker, who will share more on this occasion we are commemorating, has achieved a countless amount of achievements, so I'll try my best to do justice to his introduction. Dr. Surujrattan Rambachan politically has served as mayor of Shogunas, as a senator and minister in the Ministry of Industry, Enterprise and Tourism, was a member of parliament for the constituency Tabakit, a minister of foreign affairs, ambassador to Brazil, the founding member of the Organization for National Reconstruction, and subsequently its deputy political leader. These are just some of his accolades. He is a prominent academic and cultural activist, an outstanding Ramayana scholar, bhajan singer, and mentor. I dare to say his most stellar quality is his humility, making him a true champion of the people. So let's warmly welcome on stage with a hearty round of applause, Dr. Surujrattan Rambachan.
Thank you very much, and thank you for making that short. Namaste, Sitaram, and a pleasant good evening to everyone present, and especially to His Excellency, the High Commissioner for the Republic of India, Dr. Pradeep Singh Raj Purohit, and all our exciting guests who have come across, Dr. Mehta and others, for the occasion of the Jaipur leg function. I also want to say welcome to my friend, Dr. Selwyn Kojo. And Dr. Kojo is a very humble man, and I'll tell you how I have come to that conclusion. I read his articles in the newspaper every Sunday. On many occasions, I'll send him an email. And within 2 or 3 hours, or for the most the next morning, he'll reply to the email. And that tells you something about the individual. Thank you again, and congratulations on your Order of Trinidad and Tobago. A lot of what I had planned to say has been said by His Excellency and by Dr. Mehta. So I thought of an interesting way that I will start my contribution here this evening. And it goes back to the year 1970. 1970, and a couple of years preceding that, were a bit of turbulent years in Trinidad, when particularly at the University of the West Indies, young people were trying to find their space in Trinidad and Tobago. They were trying to throw off certain shackles of colonialism. Remains a question whether it has all gone or whether some is still there. But nevertheless, it was a period of time when I myself was at the university with my brother, professor of religion, Professor Anand Rambachan. And there was a need in the Indian community to inspire young people to be more than they probably had envisioned about themselves. And my brother, along with myself and Professor Ken Pamasad, began a campaign across the country, especially in East Indian communities, in order to inspire young people, especially children. And during that period of time, several songs were composed to share as songs of inspiration. Some of you may know some of those songs. One based upon Bhagavad Gita, "Have no fear and fight your battle of life, Arjuna." So said Lord Krishna to Arjuna in Gita. "O children of noble and ancient culture, awake, the time has come to rise. United with strength and courage, awake, arise, the time is right," which is a song about the coming of the East Indians to Trinidad. And the one that I'm about to begin my contribution with on Mahatma Gandhi. This particular song was written by my brother, and I gave voice to it 55 years ago. It was written in 1970. Perhaps it's not well known, but I had the great fortune to record this song also in a studio in India in 1990. I want to start, therefore, my contribution with this song. He fought for justice, truth and love. Gandhi lived for humanity. He gave his life as a sacrifice. Gandhi died for humanity. Noble, courageous, fearless but humble. He toiled selflessly for freedom and dignity. Gandhiji lived for humanity. He gave his life as a sacrifice. Gandhiji died for humanity. Of Hindu parents born in India, Gandhi went to London, promising his mother always to be faithful to his Hindu dharma, to his Hindu dharma. There in London, Gandhi studied law. There in London, Gandhi studied hard, fought temptations, read his Gita. Gandhiji lived for humanity. He fought for justice, truth and love. Gandhiji died for humanity. Returning to India, Gandhiji went to South Africa. It pained him deeply to see the misery suffered by his people, suffered by his people. Giving up possessions, living among them. Giving up possessions, living among them. Suffering as they did, beaten, ill-treated. Gandhiji lived for humanity. He gave his life as a sacrifice. Gandhiji loves humanity. Succeeding in Africa, Gandhiji returned home to India, leading the struggle for freedom of India and all oppressed people, launching a worldwide struggle. Unto his last, Gandhi cried out. Unto his last, Gandhi cried out. Hindus and Muslims, united brothers. Gandhiji died for humanity. He gave his life as a sacrifice. Gandhiji died for humanity. Living by violence, dying by violence, Gandhi born no hatred. Living non-violence, dying by violence, Gandhi born no hatred. Shot while attending a prayer meeting, Gandhi blessed his assassin. Gandhi blessed his assassin. Chanting Ram Ram, a true Mahatma. Chanting Ram Ram, a true Mahatma. Great soul Gandhi still lives in humanity. Bapuji lived for eternity. He gave his life as a sacrifice. Gandhiji died for humanity. Join me, please. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Sita Ram Jaya Sita Ram, Bhaj मन प्यारे सीताराम, जय रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम. Thank you very much. 55 years ago, that song was written. And I don't know of any other song written in the Western world in English about Gandhi. I know about Muhammad Rafi's Suno Suno Hai Dunya Walo Bapuji Ke Amar Kahani, which remains an immortal song still in Trinidad. But I wish, Excellency, to thank you and thank Sharda Ramlakhan and for this generous invitation to myself, my wife Nandini, and my family to be here this afternoon to celebrate with you the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. The very title, Mahatma, means Maha, great Atma, soul, great soul. Today, as we celebrate Gandhi Jayanti, we celebrate him, in my view, as the power of truth and nonviolence. And I wish to recall, like Dr. Mehta did in one case, two of the world's greatest minds and their views on Gandhi, Albert Einstein and Nelson Mandela. Einstein, the great scientist, bowed in wonder before the moral power of Gandhi. And on Gandhi's 70th birthday, Einstein wrote as follows: "Generations to come will scarce believe that such a one as this, ever in flesh and blood, walked upon this earth." Think about it for a moment. Einstein, who measured galaxies and time itself, tells us that Gandhi was beyond the measure of ordinary human life. Einstein saw Gandhi not as a politician, not as a mere leader, but as a phenomenon of truth and courage. And then across the seas in South Africa, a young Nelson Mandela drew strength from Gandhi. Mandela, who would later break the chains of apartheid, said, "The Gandhian influence dominated freedom struggles, not only in India, but also in my own country, South Africa." Mandela called Gandhi a sacred warrior, one who fought not with swords, not with guns, but with the power of the human spirit. He saw Gandhi's ahimsa, as Dr. Mehta said, not as weakness, but as courage, the highest form of courage. Gandhi does not belong only to India, said Nelson Mandela. He belongs to humanity. He is the bridge between science and spirit, between suffering and liberation, between fear and courage. My dear friends, the struggles that Gandhi led and fought for, particularly the struggles for equality, for respect, for freedom from oppression, these have really not gone away from the world as one would hope they would have gone. They are still present today in many different forms. These struggles have not been extinguished. Many leaders of the world, given power by the people to govern for peace, security, and prosperity of the people, today those very leaders, some of them are onlookers to the worst forms of savagery and genocide taking place every day in our living rooms. We are witnesses moment to moment of the killing and maiming of innocent people, but worst of all, children. And the world seems to stand still. What would Gandhi have done? Dr. Mehta asked that question. Would Gandhi have stood by as a silent onlooker, a spectator to the plight of the people where these atrocities are being meted out? In my view, Gandhi would have acted. He would have acted. Because Gandhi was inspired by both the Ramayana and the Bhagavad Gita. In fact, he has written a very beautiful commentary on Bhagavad Gita, in which I will quote from, in which he cited a particular verse that I think influenced his life very much. And this verse from Gita, translated as follows: "Do thou thy allotted task, for action is superior to inaction. With inaction, even life's normal course is not possible. This world of men suffers bondage from all action, save that which is done for the sake of sacrifice. To this end, O Kaunteya, perform action without attachment." And Gandhiji's comment on this verse in his writing on the Gita was very short, but very pointed. Few words, this is what he wrote: "Action for the sake of sacrifice means acts of selfless service dedicated to God." Gandhi is well known for two particular values or principles which guided his life: ahimsa and satya, nonviolence and truth. And he practiced these values as well as others, as I will demonstrate in some incidents in his life: humility, equality, sarvodaya, self-discipline, brahmacharya, faith, shraddha, fearlessness, abhaya. And these values were shaped in his early life as a child, and in the practice of these values in his home, and particularly through the discipline of his mother, Putlibai. What is of significance to me are the stories he recorded in his autobiography, My Experiments with Truth, which gives us great insight into how his values were shaped, as well as his determination to fight injustice and eventually the freedom of India. Sri Satya Sai Baba spoke about Gandhi on one of Gandhi's birth anniversaries. He said as follows, and he was talking about what transformed Gandhi into a Mahatma. I quote him: "If Gandhi, who was an ordinary person, was able to achieve greatness and world renown, it was because of the lessons in good behavior which he learned from his mother. His mother used to observe a certain vow. She would take her food only after the cuckoo bird had sung in the morning. And one day, when Gandhi was a young boy, his mother was waiting for a very long time to hear the call of the cuckoo bird. On observing this, Gandhi went out of the house, distressed that the bird was not calling and his mother was there waiting to eat. And he imitated the call of the cuckoo and came in and told his mother, "Ma, the cuckoo has sung, and you could now take your food." And the mother, who saw through her son's trickery, slapped him on the cheek and said, "You wicked fellow, what sin have I committed to bear a son like you?" She felt sad that such a child should have been born to her. Her grief touched the heart of Gandhi. And from that moment, Gandhi took a firm resolve never to utter a lie again. In his childhood, Gandhi used to be full of fear. But there was a maid in his home called Rambha. And Gandhi disclosed to her as a child how he was always afraid. And Rambha told him, "Child, always recite the name of Ram. By chanting Rama's name, your fear will go away." And from that time, Gandhi was always chanting the name of Ram. And the habit of chanting Rama's name, which began in his boyhood, continued right up to the moment of his passing. Nor was that all. But by adhering to the chanting of Rama's name, Gandhiji was able to achieve his aim of winning India's freedom by non-violent means. For such a life of purity and virtue, his parents were primarily responsible. And that's a quote from Sri Satya Sai Baba. Now, Gandhi was not a strict ritualistic Hindu, but the Ramayana and Bhagavad Gita, and particularly Ramayana, played a vital role in shaping his inner life and moral compass. As a child growing up in Gujarat, Gandhi was first introduced to the stories of Lord Ram and the Ramayana by his mother. She would often narrate stories from the epic, especially Rama's devotion to truth, to duty, and to dharma, righteousness. And Gandhi came to recognize the Ramayana not just as mythology, but as a spiritual and ethical guide. He once said, "My Lord Rama is not the historical Rama of Ayodhya. He is the eternal, all-pervading force that resides within every being." He saw, therefore, in that statement, he saw everyone as a manifestation of God, of one consciousness. And despite their weaknesses, he behaved towards them with this conviction. He interpreted Ram as a symbol of truth, righteousness, and moral courage, principles he embodied in his own life and political struggle. During his many imprisonments by the British, Gandhi carried only a few books with him, and Tulsidas's Ramcharitmanas was always among them. He read it daily, finding comfort, strength, and direction in the verses from the Ramayana. The epic helped him to stay calm and resolute in the face of adversity, often quoting its verses in letters to his friends and in speeches. One of Gandhi's political ideals was Ram Raj, the ideal kingdom as spoken of by Ram. A just, fair, and peaceful society modeled after the reign of Ram. But Gandhi clarified what he meant by Ram Raj. By Ram Raj, I do not mean a Hindu state. I mean an ideal state where justice, equality, and moral values rule. For him, it wasn't about religion or ritual, but about universal human values. In the final moments of his life when he was assassinated, it is said his last words were, "Hey Ram, Hey Ram." Whether spoken or unspoken, these words, "Hey Ram," summed up his lifelong spiritual journey. Ram was not just a deity, but a symbol of truth and inner strength that guided him from childhood to martyrdom. The Ramayana of Tulsidas, he said, is a book of boundless spiritual wealth. It is a mine of diamonds and pearls. He had certain favorite verses, which he often wrote about to his friends in letters. I'll refer to one or two of those verses because you'll see how much Gandhi's life was spiritually molded by these texts. And one of these verses reads as follows, Bara hua to kya hua, jaise per khajur, panthi ko chhaya nahi, phal lage ati dur. What's the use of becoming big, like the big, tall date palm? It gives no shade to the traveler, and its fruit is far out of reach. And why Gandhi loved this verse? This doha reminded Gandhi that greatness is not about status or power, but how much good you do to others or for others. A person, he said, might rise high like a tall tree, but if they are not kind, accessible, and helpful, their greatness is hollow. This is the compassion you spoke about. This is exactly Gandhi's philosophy of service, humility, and selflessness. Gandhi believed that true leadership must serve people, just as a tree gives shade and fruits to passerbys. And he used such verses to teach others, including political leaders, that ego and position mean nothing without compassion. Another famous verse of his dealt with ahimsa and compassion. Parahita sarisa dharma nahi bhai, parapira sama nahi adhamai. There is no virtue like doing good to others, and no sin like causing pain to others. And this verse aligns closely with ahimsa, the core of Gandhi's philosophy. He believed, like both the High Commission and Dr. Mehta said, that non-violence was not just the absence of physical harm, but a deep kindness, a deep commitment to kindness, empathy, and service. Gandhi's ability to oppose in the strongest ways without hate and always keeping the doors open to reconciliation was admired by everyone he came into contact with, particularly a certain general in South Africa by the name of General Smuts. General Smuts had imprisoned him, and while yet in prison, Gandhi made him a pair of sandals as a gift. And in a book called The Essential Gandhi, there it is recorded what Smuts said to Mahatma when he returned the sandals he had given him decades earlier. Smuts returned the sandals to him. Gandhi's work in South Africa was completed, and Gandhi was leaving South Africa with his wife in July of 1914. But before he departed then, he sent General Smuts this pair of sandals as a gift. And Smuts wore the sandals every summer at his farm, and then returned the sandals to Gandhi on Gandhi's 70th birthday. But Smuts sent it with a note. I have worn these sandals for many a summer, and even though I may feel that I am not worthy to stand in the shoes of so great a man, it was my fate to be the antagonist of a man for whom even I had the highest respect. He never, Smuts said, forgot the human background of the situation, never lost his temper, never succumbed to hate, and preserved his gentle humor even in the most trying of situations. His manner and spirit, said Smuts, even then, as well as later, contrasted markedly with the ruthless and brutal forcefulness which is the vogue in our day. That comes from the Essential Gandhi. Gandhiji believed in truth, in dharma, in righteousness. In another verse from Ramcharitmanas, which inspired him, Satya hi dharma kahehi sabako, dharma na chori asatya na ho. He said, all call truth the essence of dharma, but one should never forsake dharma, one should never resort to untruth. Always speak the truth. And this speaks directly to Gandhi's idea of satyagraha, truth force, the force of truth. For him, truth and non-violence were inseparable, and he believed that righteousness and a just society could never be built on lies or violence. When Gandhi was a young barrister in South Africa, he had to represent a client in court. And during the case, Gandhi realized that his client had hidden an important fact. If he, as his attorney, concealed it, they will win. But if he revealed it, they might lose. Gandhi paused, thought carefully, and then told the court the whole truth. Even the fact that went against his client. Everyone was shocked in that court. His client feared they would lose. But the judge, impressed by Gandhi's honesty, said, "I have never seen such candor from an advocate. We need more lawyers like Mr. Gandhi." In the end, truth strengthened Gandhi's case, and he won. But more than winning, Gandhi had proved something greater. For him, truth was more important than success. And from that experience and others, Gandhi declared, "Truth is God. If you are a minority of one, the truth is the truth. In judging myself, I must not be guided by what people say of me." Truth for Gandhi was not just telling facts. It was living transparently, aligning thought, word, and deed. Another very powerful example of Gandhi's faith in truth comes from his own autobiography, The Story of My Experiments with Truth. He was about 7 or 8 years old, he wrote, and one day he was standing in the yard of his house. He had been taught many stories, as I told you, from the Ramayana by his mother, who was very pious and strict about truth and morality. But as he stood there, a crow flew by, and Gandhi, for no particular reason, shouted out, "The crow has taken away my air." And hearing this, his mother rushed out of the house, terrified. She looked at him, worried, confused. "What happened, Mohan?" It's Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. "Show me your air." And little Gandhi laughed and said, "I was just joking." And Putli Bai didn't laugh. She became very serious, and in a firm voice, she said to him, "Mohandas, you should never tell a lie, even as a joke. God does not like falsehood. Lies, Mohandas, even small ones, take you away from truth and dharma. If you want to grow up to be a good man, you must always speak the truth." And this small moment, Gandhi said, had a big impact on him. In his autobiography, he wrote, "That reprimand of my mother sank deep into me. I can never forget it. It was only a joke on my part, but my mother's face, her words, and the tone she used made me resolve never, ever to tell a lie, even for fun." And it is from that day on that Gandhi became extremely truth conscious. And this value became the foundation of his entire philosophy of satyagraha, the force of truth. Gandhi also believed in humility in service. In Ramayana, again, he wrote to a friend this verse, "Mo samadeenana deenuhu tere, harana kripaluna raghukula ghere. There is none so lowly as me, and none so merciful as you, O Lord of Raghus." Gandhi saw humility as a spiritual strength, not weakness. And this verse, he said, reminded him that one must approach service and prayer with surrender, and even the most broken soul is worthy of divine grace. When Gandhi established his ashram at Sabarmati, he laid down one simple rule: no work is high and no work is low. Every person must share, he said, in all tasks: cooking, farming, cleaning, and even cleaning the latrines. And in India at that time, cleaning toilets was considered the work of untouchables. Many people thought it was degrading, dirty work. But Gandhi wanted to break this false pride. He believed that God lived as much as in the person cleaning the toilet as living in the temple priests. He believed in the concept of one consciousness through everyone. So one day, a new resident of the ashram, shocked at this rule, refused to clean the toilets and said angrily, "Bapu, this is work for sweepers, not for people like you and me." Gandhi calmly took the broom and bucket in his own hands. And without a trace of anger, he walked to the latrines and began scrubbing them himself. Everyone watched in silence as the leader of India, already called Mahatma by thousands, worked on his knees, cleaning filth. When he was finished, Gandhi looked up and said softly, "Do not think of this work as low. To me, every act of service is sacred. The one who cleans dirt from our homes also cleans dirt from our hearts." From that day onward, no one in the ashram hesitated to share his work, because Gandhi's humility had taught them more than any lecture could. But this story shows that Gandhi's greatness lay not in power, but in humility. He never asked others to do what he was unwilling to do for himself. He closed the gap between the spoken word and the done deed. And by embracing the lowest work, he lifted its dignity, but also broke down the walls of untouchability. Gandhi overcame fear also in his life through the power of faith, F-A-I-T-H. Gandhi once said, "The enemy is fear." We think it is hate, he said, but no, it is fear. He who has faith need not fear nothing. And how did he learn this? How did he learn this? He learned it from the story I gave you, where his nurse Rambha gave him the simple remedy that whenever you feel afraid, take the name of Ram. And she had said that no ghost or demon can touch the one who remembers God. And that night, trembling in fear, Gandhi whispered, "Ram, Ram." And he said his fear vanished. And from then on, whenever fear arose, the name of God gave him courage. And this lesson stayed with him for life. For years later, as a young lawyer in South Africa, Gandhi faced terrible humiliation. He was thrown off a train at a station simply because of his skin color. Simply because he was of his skin color. Alone, cold, and shaken, he thought of returning home to India. But then he remembered the lesson of his childhood. Truth and faith are stronger than fear. And that night, instead of giving up, he resolved to fight injustice without hatred and without violence. He wrote later, "My active non-violence began from that night. The fear of man was as if dead within me." During India's freedom struggle, Gandhi was arrested many times. To most people, prison meant shame and suffering. But Gandhi walked into prison smiling with his prayer books and his spinning wheel. And when people asked if he was afraid, he said, "I am going to God's rest house. Why should I fear?" For him, prison was not punishment. It was a chance to serve truth. From a timid boy to the fearless father of the nation, Gandhi's secret was always the same: faith in God and in truth. As a leader, he overcame the threat of prison by seeing God in every circumstance. Let us remember Gandhi's words: "The enemy is fear. He who has faith need not fear anything." And as an example of Gandhi's power of faith over fear is his leadership during the Salt March of 1930, part of the civil disobedience movement. A civil disobedience movement and philosophy and practice that was introduced in this country by Mr. Basdev Pandey in that famous time of his as a trade union leader and even as prime minister. The Salt March of 1930, called the Dandi March. At the time, the British government had imposed a monopoly on salt production and sales, making it illegal for Indians to make or sell salt independently. So this tax deeply affected the poor, and Gandhi chose it as a symbol of British oppression. He walked 240 miles from his ashram to the coastal village of Dandi, and thousands followed him in peaceful protest. Upon reaching the sea, he picked up a lump of natural salt, symbolically breaking the salt laws. Gandhi knew that that act would provoke British retaliation. Indeed, he and over 60,000 Indians were arrested. But he remained fearless, driven by faith in nonviolence, truth, and the Indian people's unity. He believed in the moral power of the oppressed, rather than fearing the military or legal power of the oppressors. The outcome of that was that the Salt March drew global attention to India's struggle for independence. It marked a turning point in the freedom movement, proving that non-violent civil disobedience could challenge the greatest empire. There's one story, again, I think, that I want to share with you before I close. It's a story where one of the friends of the family, an advisor, Mavji Dev, once told the family, look, it's time to send Mohandas to Europe to be a barrister so that he will be able to look after his father's affairs. At that time, it was not easy to go abroad. His father was what was called a divan, a chief manager, but his father did not leave much money behind. So they tried to get help from the state, but it was all in vain. His elder brother was generous, and he vowed to collect money somehow. But there was another obstacle. If he goes abroad, then what about his religion? What will become of his religion? What answer will he give to the people of the caste? So his mother, Putlibai, said, no, he will get defiled, polluted there. He will eat flesh, drink alcohol, and would behave immorally. It's better not to send him there. So one sadhu, a saintly man, suggested a solution. He said, would it not be better if we ask him to take a vow? So the mother said, yes, I won't object to it then. So the sadhu said to Mohandas, make 3 promises to your mother and vow to keep them. Then you'll be allowed to go. That was in the song, promising his mother always to be faithful to his Hindu dharma. The sadhu said to him, Mohandas, make 3 promises, and your mother will let you go. What promises, sadhu? The first would be, you're not to drink any alcohol. Secondly, you're not to touch non-vegetarian food. And thirdly, the last promise, you will treat all other women as your mother or sister. Are you willing to take the vows? Yes, I will be glad to do that, he said. And he turned to his mother, bowed at her feet and said, Ma, I promise you I won't eat flesh, won't drink alcohol, and I will look upon other women as my mother or sister. And Gandhi said that these vows were of utmost importance in his life. A vow is a symbol of a person's self-confidence, and only it can save a person in case of weakness. That's what he said. And he had this belief since childhood. It is not surprising, therefore, that he published what is known as the 7 social sins. And the 7 social sins are a list of warnings against ethical failures that he believed could harm society and the individual. And this list that he published sprang from a correspondence that he had with somebody only identified as a fair friend. And he published it without commentary, save for one line that he wrote. He said, naturally, the friend does not want the readers to know these things merely through the intellect, but to know them through the heart, so as to avoid them. And the 7 are as follows: politics without principles, pleasure without work, pleasure without concept, wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humility, worship without sacrifice. There's only one I will comment briefly on: politics without principle. When political actions, Dr. Kojo, are not based on moral values or the pursuit of truth, they can lead to corruption, power games, and disregard for the national interests and people. Wealth without work, earning wealth through unfair or unethical means such as exploitation, tax evasion, harms society and promotes greed. And Gandhi believed that resources should be shared equitably and that taking only what is needed is the honest part. Knowledge without character. Gaining knowledge without developing a strong moral compass is dangerous, as this knowledge can be misused for destructive purposes. A person's character and values are essential for ensuring that knowledge serves humanity. Commerce without morality. Tonight, the High Commissioner referred to Mr. Kusal here as one of our great philanthropists. I want to join you in commending Mr. Kusal for the very quiet, humble role he has played in this society. People do not know. Very few people know the extent, the length and breadth of his contribution to this society without letting the right hand know what the left hand is doing. Thank you very much, Mr. Kusal. Commerce without morality. Business practices that prioritize profit over ethics, such as cheating, making false claims, exploiting workers, can destroy trust and harm society. But while Gandhi popularized this list, actually it was originally created by Frederick Lewis Donaldson, an Anglican clergyman who delivered it in a sermon at Westminster Abbey in 1925. Gandhi later adopted and published the list, highlighting its relevance to his own ethical philosophy. My dear friends, Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi Mahatma, the father of the nation, is not only remembered for leading India to independence, but also for his unwavering commitment to principled politics. For Gandhi, political power was not a means for personal gain or prestige. It was a sacred responsibility to serve people, uphold justice, and act with moral integrity. His life is filled with examples where he practiced politics, guided by ethics, courage, and nonviolence. From Champaran to Dandi to Quit India, he consistently demonstrated that political power must always be used for justice and the welfare of people, not personal gain. And his approach teaches that ethical leadership, courage, and nonviolence are not just ideals, they are practical tools to achieve social and political change. The legacy of Gandhi reminds us that the truest form of politics is service guided by principle. If there is a message that we shall carry forward in what I consider to be a fractured world, where the threat of wars and man's inhumanity to man continues with such savagery just before our eyes, it is the message of Gandhi, which is Sarvodaya, the good of all. Gandhi never had nor sought political power as do people, as presidents, prime ministers. But he had a much greater source of power, social power. Fueled by his integrity, his penchant for personal sacrifice, and his closing the behavioral gap between what he said and what he did. His social power was never used for his benefit. In all this way, he is a perfect example of the spirit of yagna, which means to use one's best skills and resources for the benefit of the community. Tonight we heard lines from Vaishnava Janato Teni Kahi, which someone from the Institute will sing tonight. But as Dr. Mehta said, it was sung daily at Gandhi's prayer meetings. And he said it embodied the essence of his ideal of a true human being. In closing, Gandhi's statement on Mahabharata holds great advice for those who are bent on the destruction of this very beautiful creation, Professor Kojo, gifted to us by God. The author of the Mahabharata, he wrote, has not established the necessity of physical warfare. On the contrary, he has proven its futility, the futility of war. He has made the victors in that Mahabharata shed tears of sorrow and repentance, and has left them nothing but a legacy of miseries. My dear friends, Gandhi's 7 principles are not just historical ideals. They're practical tools for modern life. And if we can practice an iota of truth, nonviolence, self-discipline, fearlessness, faith, work, and equality, we can all then lead lives of moral courage, social responsibility, and inner peace. But above all, these principles remind us that personal transformation is the foundation of societal change. Be the change that you want in the world. Namaste, dhanyavad.
Outstanding composer and musician. Thank you very much, Dr. Surujrattan Rambachan, for sharing your knowledge on the life and legacy of Gandhiji, and also to his lovely daughter, Ms. Rambachan. Thank you for lending your melodic voice. Next, I shall introduce the Hindustani vocal teacher here at the Mahatma Gandhi Institute for Cultural Cooperation. And by that position, you know that we are going to be delighted by her mesmerizing voice. Dr. Kamla Dhyani has completed her MA and MPhil from Delhi University and PhD from Maharishi Dayanand University. She was the Sangeet Guru at Gandharva Mahavidyalaya for 10 years. In addition, she has also an extensive teaching and performing experience in South Africa, where she was deputed at the Indian High Commission in Johannesburg. Also, she has received scholarships from the Ministry of Education and Sahitya Kala Parishad and joined MGICC as their Hindustani vocal teacher in December 2022. Let us welcome, Dosto, another round of applause for Dr. Kamla Dhyani.
Thank you. सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम सुंदर विग्रह मेघ श्याम गंगा तुलसी शालिग्राम सुंदर विग्रह मेघ श्याम गंगा तुलसी शालिग्राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम पतित पावन सीताराम पतित पावन सीताराम Thank you so much. दृढ़ वैराग्य जिना मन मारे राम नाम शू ताड़ी लागे सकल तिरक तेना तन मारे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे Thank you so much. Thanks.
Didn't I tell you we will be delighted? Thank you very much for those two devotional items, Dr. Dhyani. Dosto, it is my job now to move a vote of thanks, and therefore, on behalf of the Gandhi Seva Sangh of Trinidad and Tobago Incorporated, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all who have made this evening a meaningful and memorable one. First and foremost, we give thanks to God Almighty for granting us the grace to gather in such fine company and for blessing us with the opportunity to participate in what has truly been an intellectually stimulating evening. Secondly, our sincere appreciation goes to His Excellency, the High Commissioner of India to Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Pradeep Singh Rajpurohit. His Excellency has been a consummate supporter of our organization's projects. We are deeply grateful for your collaboration with the Gandhi Seva Sangh in hosting this Mahatma Gandhi Memorial Lecture 2025. Next, we extend a warm thanks to the Mahatma Gandhi Institute for Cultural Cooperation, who are ever supportive in opening your doors and hearts to us. We also thank the resident vocal tutor, Dr. Dhyani, who so beautifully rendered an item that was so close to the heart of Mahatma Gandhi. To the dedicated staff of the Mahatma Gandhi Institute, thank you once again for your kind cooperation and steadfast support. It is always a pleasure to work alongside you in staging this annual event. I'd also like to say thank you very much to Sankhya Television for covering the footage for this evening's memorial lecture. And I understand that we also have a freelance photographer. So thank you very much, sir, for your kind services. To you, the participants and guests, we extend our deepest appreciation for attending this year's lecture. On a weekday evening, you could have chosen to spend your time anywhere else, doing anything else, but you chose it to spend your valuable time with us. Your presence speaks volumes about your commitment to engaging in meaningful dialogue and reflection on the legacy of Mahatma Gandhi. We thank you. And finally, to the man of the moment, our distinguished lecturer, Dr. Surujrattan Rambachan. Sir, your depth of knowledge, your wisdom, and your ability to inspire has truly elevated this evening. Your delivery was not only informative, it was transformative. It has helped us to recalibrate our sense of purpose as individuals and as a society. For this, Dr. Rambachan, we are greatly indebted to you. On behalf of the Gandhi Seva Sangh, we would now like to present a token of appreciation to you, Dr. Rambachan, and therefore I invite you center stage, along with His Excellency, the High Commissioner of India, Dr. Raj Purohit, to kindly make this presentation. Now he looks like Bapuji, na? Thank you very much, Dr. Rambachan, Your Excellency, and Ms. Ramlagan. Dosto, we also have a token for members of the audience, which you can receive on your exit. With this, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw our proceedings to a close, we invite you to share in some light refreshments before you embark on your journey home. Thank you very much. Namaste.